it's Keleas here with Keleas.com. Are you ready to have some fun? We are going to make the cutest sled today. This is our base we're going to start with, and I'm excited to let you know this is a kit. You're going to get this Magnolia sled, 2 of these adorable cardinal picks, and the perfect berry ribbon to mix all together. And yes, you're getting all 10 yards in the kit. And on this one, you're going to make your own sled door hanger. Of course, this is cute how it is, but we're going to take it to the next level. So I'm Keleas, and welcome. We're going to have some fun. If you don't already like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you're watching, you're going to want to do that, of course. And if you've never gotten one of our kits before, you can grab one at Keleas.com. If you need the direct link to get one, just text us the word KIT. Text us KIT to 832-734-5201, and you can get your own kit to make this exact project. Okay, so the only thing that doesn't come in the kit would be like wire or cable ties, scissors, and hot glue. That's all going to be up to you to provide. Now this comes with a cute little jute hanger, but it's going to be so much cuter with the ribbon. So we're going to switch out the hanger first. That's an easy thing you guys can do. Whether you get this kit from us or you do other projects at home, take and just upgrade the hanger, make it a little bit cuter. So we're going to do that with our adorable ribbon. So let's just start by putting a little knot on this side. And I want to make sure the ribbon looks pretty hanging over the edge here. I want to see that pretty ribbon overlapping. So when I do my knot, I'm just going to keep it really cute. I'm going to tie it kind of like a tie, bring it under, and then we are going to pull it a little bit around and up. So I get a cute little knot, or I can see my cute little ribbon. One more up here. And I like that little stitching showing. Let's bring it under. 2 of those is enough. This doesn't weigh a whole bunch, guys. It's light. Okay, and then I'm going to trim that off, and we can rotate this a little bit around the back. So you have it at the top, and then you got your cute little ribbon showing right there. Cut that little piece off, and knot 1 is good to go. All right, now, I don't think we need a big, long hanger on this one. I just want to keep it pretty simple. Bring it around. If you have a wreath hanger that you hang your stuff on, you don't want this super long, otherwise it's going to bang against your door. So keep it pretty simple. So I'm going to cut it about 6 inches beyond there, so I have enough to make my knot. And we'll just pull this off to the side, because I think we're going to want a bow on this too. Hey, the bow could be optional. You could do what you want on your design. But I know we're changing out this hanger because we're going to take it to the next level, of course. Now, when I want this to come around, I don't want to see the back of the ribbon, so make sure you're flipping that around. And then we're going to come from the front to the back. So I've got the pretty side showing. And it doesn't need to be too long. Something like this I think is just fine. That's probably about 8 inches. Okay? And a couple of knots here. Going around. Bring it in under. There's knot number 1. And we'll pull that to the top up here. And then we're going to do 1 more. Just so it looks nice and neat and clean. And I've just brought that over and around on itself. You don't have to overthink this too much. Just cute little knots that are kind of tucked to the top edge. And then this is wired ribbon, so we can fluff that all around. So we did a switcheroo on the hanger, and we put our own little cute hanger on because we're fancy like that. That's done. I threw that little nub in the trash. Okay. Now, this is super cute how it is, but we're going to put our cardinal picks in, and these have the cutest little cardinals and all this fun berry, and that's what's going to make this a little bit more dimensional, a little bit more sparkly before we put our bow in, okay? So take on these picks, and if you look at them, I'm the queen of breaking down picks. If you're in design school and this is a beginner project, but in design school we do more advanced projects that are just multi-steps, so we have to learn how to break down picks to make it quick and easy to create the process that we're doing. So I'm going to cut these with just about 2 inches. They don't need a lot. We're just tucking them into the base here with glue. And if you want to be in our design school class, we open up a couple times a year for new students. So get on our wait list. Just text us the word LINK, L-I-N-K, and text it to 832-734-5201. And you can replay this to get it again, or 832-734-5201. And just text us the word LINK, and we will send you the link for our class where you can learn to do higher end design projects And not just the recipe how to do one, but the principles behind what we're doing, so you can repeat the process over and over and learn exactly how to do beautiful floral designs with silk flowers. Okay, I've broken it up into sections again, and I'm breaking this one down too. I don't want these stems really long. I'm just cutting them to about 1 to 2 inches here. And we're going to tuck it in behind that magnolia. Okay? Now, I've got my 2 cardinals, and they come with a little chunky piece of greenery. And one of the principles of design is kind of to work opposites. This looks like a swag, if you've ever designed a swag. So our transition point is right here at the magnolia. So put a little glue on here, and the neat thing is this has got a bunch of Christmas pine you can just tuck it into. Just tuck this right into here, and we're going to use her. This sweet little cardinal, she's going to look up and off to that side. So that means I need another one opposite. And this one we'll put in down here. Now, this is a little bit below the transition point, but we're going to still let her stick up slightly. We're just going to tuck her in right here. You see how they're opposite? And that kind of evens out the eye with that hanger we made, and we're going to really balance it when we put a bow at the bottom. So glue this in. We're going to tuck it right underneath the sweet little magnolia. And, oh, magnolias are so popular here for every season. So give them a try, y'all, if you haven't created with them. They are beautiful flowers. Okay, a little bit of snowy goodness. All right, now we've got all our berry pieces. These 2 are the matching ones that have a little bit of pine. So, and they've got that little sparkle. So let's take one of these and like have it come down from these 2. And we're going to shift direction on it because it's at what we call a transition. At the transition point of this design, so it needs to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to tuck that right under here, trying to cover up all my glue. Just push that petals down to hide it. Perfect. And that works between. Now let's put the other thicker piece in between the 2 cardinals. And I'm going to definitely shake hands with it. That's another design school term, guys. Shake hands means spread it out, fill it out, make it look beautiful. Utilize that pick that you've spent good money for. We want to utilize that and spread it out. And get, oh, yes, I see the berries flowing. Now, hold these off. We're going to use these in a minute. But we're going to tie us a sweet little bow to go on this side. Okay? Now, grab a cable tie. I didn't grab me one before, so give me a second. I'm going to grab it. But I'm going to use a little cable tie to hold this bow together. You could use a little piece of wire too. And I want the little bow to tuck in here. Doesn't have to do a whole lot as far as be very many layers, but we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to cut that at an angle. This will be my first tail. Depending how long you want it, I want it to kind of come down off the base. So I'll scrunch that up and twist it in my hand. And I made a loop, and it's probably about 4 inches, and I want to just make sure I like that. I like it. Scrunch it and twist it. So this is just like you could do this in your bow maker if you want to use your bow maker. Here's one layer. Scrunch and twist. And I'm going to make this one a little shorter. So probably about 1/2 inch shorter than my last loop. Scrunch and twist. And we're going to do this on this. Oh my gosh. Look how cute. So I just made a sweet little bow with a long tail or short tail, okay? And you can stack them up like this. That's fine too, and have both tails come down however you want. So I'm going to take my cable tie to the middle. And we're going to go ahead and get this nice and tight in the center. You can use wire too, guys. Fluff out that middle. I'm going to layer my loops just up, like a big one, a little one. Get it nice and tight. We're not going to put a wire through the back this time because we're just going to glue this puppy in today. It's a sweet little bow. Yo, the birds are going crazy out here. All right, let's cut this tail a little bit longer. Okay, a little bit longer because we're sassy like that. Now, I want to tuck this bow in right next to my magnolia. Let's just put it in right here. And then I'm going to glue that down. But because I can see the center of the bow, I want to be careful that I cover that with a little bit of ribbon. I was trying to decide if we'd be able to see it, but we are going to be. So cut a little piece of ribbon and we'll fill in that area. I just fold this on itself If you guys ever see me make bows, we're going to use that same technique where we cover the center. That just is where that cable tie is. I'll put a little bitty knot in here, and we'll tuck that to the back. Okay, fluff this dude out. Those tails need to come down. She's looking cute. All right, you can leave this little tail that's on the knot, or you can trim that off. I'm just going to leave it right now. I might trim it when we all get to it. But I'm going to leave that little piece. Okay, let's glue her in. I'm going to put her right in here. So let me bring this little piece. That's a little piece of a, what do you call that? The one you kiss under. You guys know. Tell me in the comments. Shoot. Why can't I think of it? The one you give sweet little kisses under. Okay, let's get some glue on there. Kiss me and mistletoe. Jeez. Thank you for helping me in the comments. Okay, I'm going right in here. We're just going to glue that to that pine and just hold it for a second. Let my little ribbon tails pop up and hold that while you manipulate these longer tails. Isn't this just so sweet and simple? I love these little projects, guys, to get you excited about creating. This is a perfect little project for a smaller door classroom, maybe a nursing home, or if you've got a little spot in your home you can pop this in. Is just a perfect little touch. Okay, I'm going to cut these at a bigger angle, those two little ribbons. Oh, that one's okay. And let's curl these up. Alrighty, and we're not finished yet because it's twig time. Just like you were in design school, we would use twigs to accent our piece, especially at the end of our design. Let's tuck this in there. And that's how we're going to use these cute little berries. I'm going to use them just like twigs. You see, we put the bow kind of opposite the cardinal, so she's balancing it out. Now let's pop in our cute little baby twigs. Y'all, I hope you're enjoying making this kit with us. And don't be a stranger, come back and watch us make more projects together, of course. See how fun these are to tuck in? Isn't that great? And don't forget, you can text us the word KIT, K-I-T, to 832-734-5201, and we'll send you just automatically, instantly, the link to this kit. And if you are watching later, you'll get the link to all our latest kits. So even if this one's sold out, you can find out and be in the know about what our latest kit is. We can always send you the video too. Oh my gosh, it's so cute with these in here. I got one more little piece. Let's put this on the end. So don't be afraid to use your little berries to accent like little fun twigs. Just put a little glue, pop them into the pine. I'm going to alternate this bow just a little bit. I think I'm going to go up and down just like that. And we did it! We made our own sled door hanger. She's super cute and ready to gift to anyone. Oh, y'all, and you've got this much ribbon to tie up treat bags too, to deliver all those cookies you're making this Christmas. Guys, this is awesome. All right, guys, grab the kit. I'll see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow because you don't want to miss a video from us. Bye, Bloomeritos. Go have fun with flowers and Merry Christmas. Hi guys, it's Keleas with Keleas.com. I'm excited to teach you some floral design. And today, of course, is our Simple Saturday project. And what we're going to do here is make a really, really easy sled that's a lot of fun and cute. Don't forget, we do have this kit available. So if you need a link to the kit, just ask us down in the comments. We'll be happy to get you a link. What I'm going to start off with is the sled is really cool. It's flat on the back, so it works great to hang on your door. So we're going to start off with removing what's on it. It came with this on it, but we are going to make our own. We're going to jazz it up the way we want to. So I'm going to get back here and just make a couple little cuts. This is stapled on, so you can just wiggle it right off. There you go. And I'll just pull out any remaining staples, just wiggle or cut, just for safety. I don't need those poking me while we're working. And you could use a staple gun to reconstruct this if you want, but we're going to just do it with cable ties, so you don't have to have a staple gun. The only tools you are going to kind of need at home if you get the kit is you're going to need a wire cutter, way to cut wires. This is our mini bolt cutter. And then because we're going to be using some ribbon, you're going to need a pair of scissors that can cut ribbon. Okay, first thing we're going to do is build up our base. Now, I would hang on to this. This would make a cute little addition to something else. It's got two little rusted bells. You could even work this back into this arrangement if you wanted to. I'm going to do it completely different without any burlap. But you could certainly, don't just chunk this. You could use this on something else really quickly and easy as well to embellish. All right, so I'm going to start off with my Great Berries spray. I love this spray. It's got so much potential. And we're going to start to build out our design that we want to go on the front. So first of all, I know I want a bow in the middle and I want a little bit of greenery going up and down. So the easiest way to do that is to take this bush and just make a bend on it, okay? This is a nice long, it's not really a bush, it's a spray. But I can take these and just bend these back. And look, I've got berries up and down, and I've got a space here in the middle where I'm going to put my bow. And we'll call that a transition point. So in our design school classes that we teach, you can find out more about those at Keleas.com. That is the middle portion where the design changes direction. So your eye stops at the bow and it knows to go up and down. So that's what we're going to use right there. So I've got a nice little pine cone up here. I've got space for my bow. I'm really happy with that. So I don't need that long wire poking out. I'm just going to take a second and come around, flip it around, and let's just trim that off. I can leave a little bit of it there. That's fine. But I don't need it coming all the way down. Okay, and so I'm just laying that right across my sled. Easy peasy. Okay. And we know this sled is carrying Santa. So we've got his reindeer. Now, I love these little reindeer because they're fuzzy and they have a little bell. Bells are great on something you hang on your door because, you know, it's the fun whimsy of the season when you sit there and you come in and the door opens. So on this one, I know I'm going to need a couple of reindeer going up. And I'd like one reindeer coming out the bottom too. So it's a little tricky because I don't want him to be upside down flying. So I'm going to take my stem and cut off the longest reindeer first. So he's going to be on his own. Sit over here, buddy. Pretty sure that might be Donner. I'm not sure exactly. Rudolph's up here leading the way. So these two are going to go at the top. So I need to be able to tie them in here at the bottom in the center. So I'm going to cut that off just a little bit longer. So because we're going to use this as our transition point where our bow is going to go, we're going to spread these little guys out a little, have a little bit of greenery come up, and you want to intermingle it so they break the plane of each other. So you're going to see me spread them apart and make them look so cute right there. Isn't that awesome? All right, now down here at the bottom, I've got a lot going on, but I want to get that straight. Very good, very good. Now, I want to bring in my other reindeer. Now, if I put him like this, that's cool, but he's flying upside down. So what I want to do is I want to put him in, but then I want to give him a little, take him on a little journey and flip him around like this. So I've got to use that one with the long wire and able to do that. So I'm going to slide that to the back, pop Donner down here at the bottom, slide some berries around so he doesn't look like he's on top, just shoved in. He looks like he's part of the construction down there, okay? Bring that longest piece of greenery to the middle. We don't need it shooting out the side. There you go. So I'm just manipulating it all. Okay, adorable. So that guy's sitting up there. These are there. We're happy. I'm happy with it, where everybody is. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a cable tie. And first, before I tie this to the back, I'm going to tie it to itself. So all of these are going to go in their own little construction, in their own little cluster. And I'm going to cut that off. Boom, just like that. All right, now I'm going to grab another cable tie and I'm going to attach it not only to the piece that goes across here, but I've got to grab a little bit of this wood piece, otherwise it'll slide off and end up down here at the bottom, which is fine. If you like it better that way, that's fine too, but I want mine kind of centered on the sled. So you see I'm going to grab across that support beam on the sled and over here. I'm from Texas. I don't know anything about sleds. I'm sure it might have a particular name. But we aren't sledding much here. We got to have fake sleds on our doors. We got to pretend. Oh, I'm from Houston, guys, so we don't get much snow or know much about wooden sleds for sure. Okay, it's in, it's good. I'm happy with that. Now we're ready to make our bow. So let me pull this over to the side and really quickly kind of clean up for just a sec, and let's grab our ribbon. And you're going to get a good amount of ribbon so you have enough room to make a double loop bow. Now you can use an easy bow maker to make this, or you can do it just by hand. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this at the angle that I want it to be on this side. I like that tail at an angle. And I want this to come down just about the length of the sled. I don't need it much longer. I'm going to put that in my fingers and I'm going to twist, okay? Then I'm going to make my first loop. Now I don't know exactly how wide I want it, but I'm going to bring it over to my piece. And do I want that loop off the side? Probably not quite that big, so I'm going to back it up a little. Do I like that better? Oh yeah, I like it right near the edge, but not all the way. Okay, so I bring that to the center. I'm still holding that in my hand, and then I'm going to just kind of pleat it a little and twist. Okay, I'm going to make one on this side that's very similar length, and then I'm going to bring that tail down, and I'm just going to cut these at opposite angles. And this time I have the angles pointing out. You can have them pointing in or out, however you feel. Just like that, okay? So there's my first 2 loops on my bow. All right, I'm just holding that tight with my hand. 2 loops, 2 tails, okay? Very good. Now, I want to add another little layer of loops. And this time I want the tails to be a little shorter. So I'm going to measure. I want it to be just a little bit shorter on there. And I'm going to cut that at the same angle to match. Come in there and give it a nice little cut. Okay, perfect. I'm going to pleat it up a little before I twist it. So I pleated it, and now I'm going to twist. And the only reason I pleat them a little bit is so I can control the cluster in the center and kind of keep it more narrow. And I'm going to make this loop just about an inch shorter. So you see me pleating it in the center, and then I'm going to twist it. And then we got to do one more, guys. And you're just going to make this match on the other side. And I'm just pleating it up. I don't need to twist this time. All right. And we got a little extra ribbon, so if you wanted to do longer tails, you could. You should have plenty, okay? So I've got 2 loops on each side, and I've got 2 tails. Let me just trim this tail to match this one. So I'm going to cut it this way. Perfect. How cute. Hold on to this because you might want to use that for something else on the project. You never know. So I'm going to come in here with a cable tie and run it right down the middle while holding everything tight. And you can definitely use your Easy Bow Maker if you want it to do all the holding for you. Okay, and I've got it pretty tight. I'm going to take that moment to fluff out my bow. So important. And if you want to get a little angle on this center, you can. Like I've done, I've kind of got it going up and down a little. Make sure you've got your tails going where you want them. I like it, I like it. And as soon as you're completely happy, the next thing we do is we place in an attachment cable tie before we cinch this so tight. Y'all, and your cable ties come with your kit too, so you won't even have to run out and get those. All right, get it really taut and pull that down now. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me trim that piece off in the back. Now I need to take a little bit of the ribbon we had and cut off a really skinny piece just to go right down the center of the bow. I'm just going to cut a little piece off here, about 12 inches long, nice and skinny. And I can also fold it. The reason I'm folding it on itself is I want to eliminate those raw edges. Bring this back, yay! And I'm going to take and put it right down the middle. Okay, and that helps some separation in the tails, helps to tell everybody where it's going, and most of all, it covers up my cable tie that you can see down the middle. All right, then if you're using wire, you can still do the same thing just to freshen up that center. Now I'm going to take and trim these off. Okay, and the best part is coming. We're going to put this dude all together. So let me run this down the middle, right where we had everything else going. And instead of going around the whole back of the sled, so we don't see a lot of cable ties going back there, I'm going to go just right in the middle here. Okay, and let's get that down. So I tied that to the wires that were already there instead of going to the back. And the nice thing about that, it gives me a little angle on the bow, which I always think is interesting and fun. Let me bring this down. All right, the back tails I'm going to kind of tuck under so they lay pretty. Just tuck them right under that greenery. Okay, get this guy going over here, cute. Now I'm going to bring this over. Now I want that deer to kind of see how he's going to lay a little bit against the plaid. Oops, sorry guys. He's going to lay a little bit against the plaid where you can see him better. And then these tails are going to poke out right from there. Got my pine cone. I'm going to give these deer a little motion forward, and I'm going to give the greenery a little motion forward, because you want your pieces, guys, to have dimension and not be flat. You know, if someone wanted to make this to go behind a screen door, then they might need it flat, but we don't want to make flat stuff, right? We want it to have a lot of movement and action. So look at that. Look at there. We've got Donner, Blitzen, Rudolph. They're all ready to take off on this sled. How fun. I hope you enjoyed making this with us today. And we'll see you next time here on Keleas. Have fun with flowers, and we'll see you soon.